YouTube. So this is my record store day video that I never did, that I had wanted to 2 weeks ago, but I'm in the middle of like finals week and like I wanted to focus on that rather than it takes time to like post and edit and film and yeah, to actually sit down and do all these things. But right now I have like a little break, so I decided to come home and do it. So yeah, I'm just gonna talk about my experience. It was my first time going to record store day, so I'm just gonna talk about which record stores I went to. One I'm not gonna mention because then it's like obvious around where I live, and yeah, I don't know if I want to say that, but other than that, I'm gonna say what I got, the prices, and yeah, like the people, atmosphere, I don't know. So yeah, so I first went to Amore. These record stores, the first two record stores are possibly walking distance to where I live, from where I live, but we drove there and we parked, and we lined up around 8 o'clock. The store opens at 10 for record store day. So we were waiting there for 2 hours, but they passed really quick because we were talking to people and like asking them what they were getting. So that was pretty fun. However, Rasputin is a block away, and people that went there were coming back because Rasputin opened an hour earlier, and they told us that, like the people that were coming back, that they didn't really have much selection, that they were only in like 3 boxes and like you had to sort through it, and like people were hogging it. So I was kind of glad that I went to Amigo first in that sense. So the record that I really wanted was Brand New's Déjà Entendu. And that was like my priority. I've always wanted that record. It's one of my favorite albums of all time from one of my favorite bands of all time. So yeah, I was pretty excited when I realized it was finally getting released on vinyl again, and not crazy expensive on eBay for $400. So the doors opened and people went crazy. They well, not really. I've seen crazier stuff, but so how Amoeba had it was that they file everything regularly under a band's name or artist name. So that's how they put the record store day releases. They just put them under the file name. So I went straight to the B's. Brand New didn't really have a file name tab thing, so I looked through all the B's and it wasn't there, and I was like, no. So then I asked one of the workers, and they told me like they hadn't really received it, and that was pretty upsetting, because that was like the whole thing I was going for, basically. Well, not really. I had some other things in mind, but yeah, basically. So I just stood there the rest of the time, almost the rest of the time, by the B section, telling people like, oh, are you looking for the brand new one? They don't have it. And I feel like people thought that I was like super trying to hog all the copies, but like there really wasn't any. I just wanted to be informative. So yeah, so then I went to the U section because I wanted to use their album Shallow Believer, which is a B-side compilations from when they were in the major label. And that's that one I got, which here it is. I mean, it's a good album. It's a decent album. I do love the Used. As I have said, they're one of my favorite bands as well. So I had to get it. It wasn't too pricey. It was about $18. So it was definitely worth it. When Amoeba, there was 2 copies. I was seeing there was probably like 3, and at the other record store, there were like 20. Yeah. So it wasn't too limited. I could have probably found it later on after record store day, but it was pretty exciting to still get it during that time. So that was that. It's just plain black, so I'm not gonna really show you plain black. So then I got Okay, then the next like actual record store day release that I got was the cover compilation of Nirvana's Nevermind, but it's called Whatever, Nevermind, and it's by bands like Circus Survive, Love Dispute, Touche, Amore. So I had listened to this album on Bandcamp, and I didn't realize it was actually going to be released in a physical copy. So it was pretty exciting when I found it. It was a bit on the pricier side. It was $26, but I thought it was worth it. I do love Nirvana. So the album cover is really, really cool. And the vinyl itself is pretty cool as well. It's like a clear, like, ocean blue. It includes the 12-inch, and it includes the 7-inch, with, as well, same color, and a poster that I'm going to show you guys, because it's really, really cool. I'm not going to hang this poster, but it's just, they did a great job with the artwork. So yeah. So those were my, like, actual 2, like, record store day release, record store day release, like, albums. The rest are more of a, I picked them up because I didn't really have any more that I wanted, or that I wanted to invest my money in. So I got some records that were more on the, like, cheaper price side, but that I had wanted for a while as well. So, or that I just found to be less pricey. Still in Amoeba, I was just looking down through, like, the letters, and I found Yellowcard's paper walls, and it was only like $7, I believe. So I just got it. I like Yellowcard. It was cheap. So yeah, so that's another one that I got. So after Amoeba, I went to Rasputin, even though people had said that it wasn't really worth it. And when I got there, it wasn't really worth it. But I looked at their, like, regular vinyl section, and I found an album that I wanted for a while. But I was always debating. I was always on the borderline of, should I get it, should I not? I found this band. Was that I volunteered in a radio station, and, like, right when I was a new volunteer, there was, like, I was, like, sorting through, like, the feature bin, and then I found this album, and then, like, people were writing, like, oh, too much screaming, blah, 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 and I was like, this is really good, I don't understand, but I couldn't comment, because since I was a new volunteer, I couldn't really, like, have influence over, like, what's kept and what's not. But I'm not really sure, I haven't checked if, like, they actually still have this, but I really liked it, and I feel like a lot of people like it, and yeah. So I got Touche Amore's Is Survived By, and I saw them open for Rise Against as well, like, not too recently, but semi, and they're just great. I find them really innovative and, like, fresh, and yeah, their record in itself is like a marble blue, like a dark blue. It was $12, so I was like, I'll just get it. So that's what I bought off in Rasputin. Not really a record store day release, but something that I wanted for a while. So then I went to the next record store, the Who Should Not Be Named record store, and I got pretty upset because they actually had, since they had brand newest album, the one I had wanted, and they had 5 copies in the beginning, but they obviously sold out, like, super quick. So yeah, and they had so much, like, more, like, inventory than Rasputin, like, literally, like, not even lying, like, 10 times as more. So for next year, I know that I should go to them first. So yeah, so I ended up getting, again, another one that wasn't released on Record Store Day, but I wanted for a while, and I didn't even know it was pressed on vinyl. And it's Have Hard Songs to Scream at the Sun. And I always find this, like, cover art really funny. But yeah, one of my favorite straight edge bands from high school, and I always liked this record a lot. And it was only like $11, so I was like, I'm just gonna get it. The vinyl is pressed in orange color, like a clear orange or gold. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I had to get it. It was just on the like less pricey side, and I didn't really have a big budget to begin with. So yeah. So lastly, I guess I had taken the precaution beforehand to pre-order Dozens and Do on vinyl through Amazon, because I knew that it was gonna be like, you know, a really slim chance that I would actually get it, since a lot of people didn't want it, and a lot of record stores were limited to who actually carried it. So I pre-ordered it, and finally yesterday I got it, and I was super ecstatic and super like crazy. I don't know, I was just super happy that I got it, since I really love this album, and it's just beautiful. Like the artwork's beautiful, and like the songs are beautiful, and yeah. So yeah, I finally got it. It wasn't too pricey compared to other websites where I saw it, and obviously not to like the record store day release. So it was around $28. It's a double LP, and look at this. This is just so beautiful. Like what? So yeah, I was pretty content. I don't know if I should have considered this a record store day purchase, but I just thought it tied so well with my story about like not getting it. But I guess I just thought of it ahead of time, and like I realized that since I pre-ordered it, and if I did find it on record store day, like I would just cancel it. I didn't want to be stuck without anything. So yeah, so that was my experience. Obviously I learned a lot. There are some things that I'm going to do differently, like go to the other record store first, and yeah, I don't know what else, but I did learn a lot, and people were really like cool, and yeah, I'll definitely probably do it next year. I didn't have like the amount of fun that a lot of people did. A lot of people were like carrying so much, and I was like, but yeah, I mean, I'll probably save a little bit more, but yeah. So that's it. If you have any, comment below, I guess, if you have any like record store day purchases that you're so proud of, or you were able to acquire. For the next video, I'll probably continue my record collection part 3, and then 4, possibly 5, I don't know. I'll just continue making them and see how it goes. Yeah, thanks for watching, and yeah, bye!